Hello, what is up, Facebook? It is Friday afternoon. Actually, it's Friday evening. Thank God it's Friday because this week had like 6 Mondays, I'm pretty sure. It was the longest week. All the kids at school are crazy because spring break is coming and they know it. It's just around the corner. So it's been a super long week. So I just wanted to hop on and chat with you guys for a little bit. So thank you for hopping on. If you are live with me, you can drop live in the comments. And if you're going to catch this on replay later, you can type replay in the comments so that I can thank you later for watching. I'm super excited about this live, but I'm also super nervous about this live. And I'm going to tell you why. But first, I owe a shout out to 2 little boys. I say they're little. I don't know if they're little or not to lie to you. I believe it's Cameron and Logan. Correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, because I see you're live down there. Shout out to them if they are watching. They are like my biggest fans. They watch all the time and it's great. They comment. So just wanted to say hey to them real quick. I see some other people are on live. Hey Jess, thanks for watching. So this might get a little deep and I'm not quite sure where it's gonna go, but let me just start off by I'm new to Facebook and I have a lot of new friends because when you sign up on Facebook, everybody like connects, and I mean you guys know how it works, but I didn't because I'm really new to this. So I have a lot of new friends, and I have some people that I haven't seen in a really long time from high school, from middle school, from elementary school. So I just wanted to take a moment and kind of catch everybody up because some people are probably like, what is Kelsey doing? Why is she posting these crazy videos, these posts? I mean, some of you probably are not curious as to why I'm posting crazy videos because that's me and that's who I am. So you might just be like, oh, it's just Kelsey being Kelsey. Especially those of you who know me now, people in high school, I was on the drama team. Drama club, but I don't know that I was this crazy. I don't know that I would have done some of the things that I'm doing now. But regardless, let me just get down to it. So I joined a luxury hair care company and I am selling luxury hair care. It is not very known around here. However, in Georgia and North Carolina, it is like blowing up. So I want to tell you about a little bit about my journey, how I got here, why, and then there's a surprise at the end. And don't let me forget the surprise, guys, because I'm so afraid that I'm going to forget to tell you guys about this big thing. So the title, I called this The Lord's Leading This Live because I have some things that I want to share, but sometimes God decides otherwise. So there might be tears. I'm not going to lie to you. But I'm just going to go for it, and whatever he puts on my heart, I'm going to share. So bear with me. I decided, this has been something that has been on my heart for a while, and I've not told many people about it. Put a 1 in the comments if you have ever done something or felt something and you've not told many people about it because you're either, scared they're going to judge you, or you're embarrassed by it, or you're just afraid, or, you don't think people will understand, or you don't think that it's important or that it's a big deal to anyone, that maybe you are going through it alone, or that you went through it alone, or that nobody's going to be able to relate. Put a 1 in the comments if you've ever felt like that, because that's kind of how I feel with this. And I'm like shaking. I'm super nervous about this. But I decided, hey, if I'm going to share it, why not go on Facebook Live? Because nobody judges anybody on social media, right? Like, we don't do that. We don't judge people on social media. Oh gosh, thanks Jess. I need some hearts because I'm feeling it right now. Put a 2 in the comments if you know, like, nobody judges on social media. This is a safe place, okay? I can share anything with you guys because it's a safe place. I know it is. And there's nobody that's going to put anything bad on my comments or judge me or scroll through this and be like, no. All right, so let me just jump right in. When Henry and I first started dating, we were talking, about the future. And when we talked about marriage, one of the questions he would always ask me was, well, when we have children or when you have children, do you want to stay at home with them or do you want to keep working? And at that point I was like, bro, I want to work. I hated school and I went to college and got a degree so that I could work. Like, no, I don't want to stay home. I love children. I want to teach them. So that was a big thing. I was like, no, I want to go back to work. And then on July 2nd, 2017, Henry was born. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't get super emotional during his birth. And Henry told me that I have the emotions of a frat boy because I didn't. And to me, it was just all so surreal. I don't know how many of you have children, but put a little baby in the comments if you have children. So I didn't get super emotional. It was an amazing experience. It's a miracle. There's no other word to describe it. But for any of you who have had a baby, I don't see any babies. Oh, there's some babies. Did you guys cry? Like, was it emotional? Okay, my husband cried. Henry cried. And it was the most precious thing I've ever seen, okay? So put some teardrops or put a cry, sad face if you cry during the birth of your children, because I thought something was wrong with me. Like, I did not cry at all. Didn't shed a tear, even for pain. So that was a little strange to me. And I didn't tell Henry that at first, but I just kind of played it off like, well, there's a lot going on, so I don't know, like, I guess I just didn't get emotional. And then I guess a couple weeks later, it kind of hit me. And, all right, guys, this is the part that I don't want to share, but I just know that I need to. I know that God is, He's calling me to share this, so bear with me. Henry's birth was perfect, okay? Like, textbook. My water broke in the middle of the night. Aside from our septic being backed up, and literally every time I went to pee, because I don't know if you know this or not, but when your water breaks, you just have to pee all the time, and it's constantly dripping. It's not nice like they show you in the videos and in movies. But, so the septic was backing up, and that was not pretty. But other than that, like, normal delivery. We went into the hospital at, like, I got up and went to my in-laws, took a shower, leisurely drove to the hospital, called everybody, and we were like, don't rush, like, my water broke, but I don't have any contractions. So we get to the hospital, and they do all the checks and stuff, and they put me on Pitocin, and it was like 5 hours total, maybe 20 minutes of actual labor, pushing, and pop, he came out into the world. All right, it wasn't a pop, but you guys get the gist. So, like, I didn't have an emergency C-section. I didn't have any, like, traumatizing thing at all. It was the perfect birth. Henry was the perfect baby. He immediately nursed. I mean, like, it was textbook, okay? So, a couple weeks afterwards, I wasn't right. I just didn't feel right. In my mind, in my heart, it was like, oh gosh, it was like there was just this weight on my shoulders, and I could not figure out what it was. I was sad all the time, and immediately everyone's like, well, you have postpartum depression. As summer went on, I had lots of family around, so they were super supportive and super helpful. I didn't tell any of my family except for Henry at first. And part of that was because I didn't know what was going on. You know, I didn't have any clue. So fast forward to going back to school, and we went and checked out the daycare and did all that, and I was fine with it. And like some days I had really good days, and other days it was just like all I wanted to do was cry. So we took Henry to daycare. Can you guys put I think we're on 4. Put a 4 in the comments if you put your kid in daycare, or if you were able to stay home with your child. Put a 5. So 4 for daycare, 5 for you stayed at home with your child. So we put Henry in daycare, and it's a wonderful daycare, and he loves it, and it's perfect. And so I took him, and we got it all set up, and everything was great. And the first couple of days of school was fine. And then it was just like every morning I would get up, and there was just this cloud. I felt like Eeyore, okay? Like there was a cloud over me all the time. I could not get out from under it. Even when I was with family and like having good times, I am the biggest people person ever. I enjoy having a good time. I like being loud. I enjoy people. I would go to church and I felt so uncomfortable. Like there were too many people. I would like, I don't know, like have anxiety attacks about this. Just being around people. I think it got to a really bad point. One morning I got up for work and I just had an anxiety attack. I'd never had one before. It was the craziest thing ever. I didn't even know what was happening. I felt like my skin was on fire, but I was freezing. So like Henry calmed me down, and at that point he was like, I think we need to call somebody. We need to figure out what's going on. So we called a couple of doctors, and they immediately ruled out postpartum depression. And I was kind of bummed because I was hoping that there was a reason that I was feeling like this, and I wanted an answer so bad, but that wasn't it. You know, they asked me all the questions, and they were like, it's not postpartum depression. So I was like, okay, then what is it? Like, what is going on with me? Something's wrong with me. And I guess the hardest part for me was I didn't feel like there was a reason that I should be feeling this way. You know, we tried and got pregnant on our relatively first try. You guys don't need to know that much detail, but you know, we had a perfect birth. We didn't lose a baby. Just like so many other people go through stuff that is so much more difficult and so much harder, and I just didn't feel like there was any reason for me to be upset or for me to be sad. And since I couldn't figure out why, I was like, you know, maybe it's just in my head. Like this is crazy. And I would question God, and I'm like, what is the reason that I'm so unhappy? And what is the reason that I have this sadness all the time? I have a beautiful family, and I guess I convinced myself that it wasn't real. So for a while, I just kind of like kept putting it off until I would reach a breaking point, and I would cry my eyes out, and I would, you know, unload everything on Henry. And I finally went to a therapist. Put a 6 in the comments if you've ever gone to therapy of any kind for any reason. I'm about to tell you guys my therapy story. And I'm not going to name any names. I honestly don't even remember this therapist's names. However, I was super not into it, I guess. I wanted answers, but I didn't really want to talk about it. I had gone to therapy when my parents got a divorce, but I was really little, so it wasn't a big deal. But, so I get to this therapist office, and mind you, it was like right after work, and I had been pumping, and it was still summertime, so it was really hot out. So I walk in with my lunchbox first off, and I'm like, can I put my breast milk in the, oh my gosh, am I allowed to say that on Facebook? I mean, I guess I am. So I was like, can I put this milk in your fridge? And the secretary's kind of like, sure. So my appointment was supposed to be at 3:30, and 3:30 rolls by, and 4 o'clock rolls by, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, I wanted to pick Henry up from daycare, and that was a big thing. Like, I'm already doing this and taking time away from him, so like, I was frustrated. Well, then the therapist comes out and she says, so I'm so sorry, but my appointment is running late, and I'm going to be another half an hour. So at this point, like, I've been there for 2 hours, and I'm like, do I just leave? So finally she comes out, and I go back, and she's like, you know, follow me. So I'm like walking, and we literally walk through like 3 hallways. We walk through a small like kitchen, like if you're in a hotel, like a little baby kitchen. And I'm like, where is she taking me? We walk through another hallway, back through a copy room, around the corner, and into this office. It is the smallest office. I mean, I think it was a closet, and they just gave it to this lady. And if that's not bad enough, in the office, there's a dog. I love animals. Put a dog in the comments if you love animals, okay? Or a cat, if cats are your things. I don't know. I love dogs. I realized it was a service dog. So I know, like, oh gosh, I'm not allowed to touch it. Okay, so I didn't. But then I go to sit down, and there's dog hair on everything. Okay, this is a professional therapist office. There's dog hair on everything. There's like kids' toys. There's dog hair all over that. There's also a dog's bowl right next to it of water. I could literally see the drool on the kids' toys from the dog where he licked the water. Okay, at this point I'm like, I can't sit down. I'm not a germaphobe, but I'm not about that either. So it started off bad, and then it got worse. And now I'm in here with this lady, and she laughs a lot about everything. And like, she laughs at herself. And I was, I'm trying to be supportive. And then I'm like, who's counseling who right now? Like, I'm trying to laugh and support you because I feel awkward, like, because you're the only one laughing. So long story short, this therapy session, she asked like the typical questions and made me fill out this long survey. I got to the end of this, and I'm like, I do not want to talk to this lady ever again. She made me feel about this big. I told her, I'm not feeling myself, and she basically said, you're a first-time mom, and it's hard, and you didn't know what to expect. You didn't know what was going on. So I was like, whoa, lady, like, whoa. I went to school for early childhood, birth through second grade. Like, I know what to expect. I read all the books. I just didn't appreciate that. So, needless to say, I didn't go back to that therapy. But I was still struggling with this elephant on my shoulders and this sadness all the time. And I felt bad because I was bringing Henry down. Like, every time I was around him, he would come home from work and I would just unload and just cry. And I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, why don't you pray about it? Like, you haven't prayed about it. Pray about it. So I prayed and prayed and prayed, and Henry prayed. He prayed for me. He prayed with me. We prayed a lot. And it started to really hit me that a lot of what I was feeling was this sadness that I'm taking Henry to daycare every day, and I'm leaving him, and I'm going and I'm teaching other kids. And it really hit me that maybe I was wrong when Henry asked me if I wanted to go back to work after kids or if I wanted to stay home. And I realized that I want to stay home with my babies while they're babies. And we can't financially. We're not in a place to do that. And it was like killing me slowly. And we just didn't see a way financially. So we talked about it and we prayed about it, and there were a lot of different opportunities that came up. I looked into some old businesses that I thought I could do part-time and stay home with him. And we just kept getting no's after no's after no. Type no in the comments if you've ever been there, if you've just been trying and trying and trying to do something and it just feels like the world is just like shutting doors constantly in your face. Like, I would call a friend and say, hey, do you still need a director here? Or like, no, door shut. And I would get online and see like, do they need a special ed therapist? And it's like, no, door shut. I called a company that I used to work for called SOS, and I was like, hey, are you guys still in business? And they're like, no, another door shut. And I was like so defeated. And we just kept praying and praying and praying. And during this time, I'm on social media, and this good friend, I guess, she's a good friend now. At the time, I didn't know her from Adam or from Eve because she's a girl. And I kept seeing these posts, like, they were very not religious in like the over religious type of way, not like annoying religious, but they were just uplifting, and it made me feel good. And I started to follow her, and I was probably super creepy because I would like all of her stuff. And I just felt like I was getting this lifted up from her. And she read this book and she put it on her Instagram, and it's called Famous in Heaven and at Home, or Famous at Home and in Heaven. I'm not sure exactly the title. I'll put it in the comments later. And I went and bought this book. Okay, guys, I was like a super stalker. Okay, I was watching her Instagram and I was watching her, and I was like doing the things she was doing because I was like, I want this. I want this joy that she has, or at least this joy that she shows on Facebook. Or it wasn't Facebook. I didn't have Facebook. It was Instagram. And so I went and bought the book. Okay, best book I've ever read. It really just like, it was great. That's another live conversation. So I finally reached out to her and I was like, what are you doing with your life? Because I need to do it too. And we talked on the phone for hours, and she shared her journey, and it wasn't sunshine and rainbows all the time. You know, she had some struggles just like me, but she was dealing with them a lot better than I was at the time. But she had also been there, and just opening up and talking about some of the stuff that I went through, not even going into like the whole depression, if that's what it was. We didn't even talk about that. But that's when I first found out about this hair business. And I know I've told you guys before, I was not into it at all. Not the whole market network thing, not the selling. I wasn't into it. And I really stopped and prayed about it, and she just showed me like the actual proof of how this changed her family and changed her life and changed the way she viewed life. And I just wanted it. Like, I was eating it up. And it wasn't like she was selling it to me. It was genuine. So Henry and I prayed about it, and it felt like we got our first yes. Please put a yes in the comments, like all caps yes, because this was only a yes that could come from God. And you may not believe in that, and that's fine, but I am a believer. I know that God has a plan for my life. I know that there's a reason and there's a season, and that He can take nothing and make something. And I just knew that this was my yes. And we took a leap of faith and we put money into this company because I believed that this is something that can change our life. And for the first time, I got my first paycheck, and it was $15. And we were in Florida at the time, and I came over to Henry crying, and he's like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, look, we got $15 from this company. And he's like, yay, $15. Why are you crying? And I'm crying now. And I was like, because like this could really happen. I really found a way to believe again that maybe in the future this could work, and that we could have a second income without me working, that I could stay at home and raise some babies. And not only did that little $15 mean so much, but as I continued this business and started to meet new people and meet the people in the business and be in this incredible team, the heavy weight, the depression, the sadness, it's slowly starting to dissipate. And I'm starting to see, I guess, the light at the end of the tunnel. Every single time that somebody contacts me about their hair or their bald spots or their thinning or their tangles, and I get to say, hey, this really works, or hey, do this, and then they order it and they try it and they contact me and they're like, I love this is amazing. Like, the joy that it brings to me helping them find confidence and find a way to feel better, it is amazing. Sorry. You love hearing little Henry in the background. Yeah, he's like going hardcore right now. He got a balloon from daycare, and balloons are life when you're 8 months old. So super exciting. But this business just really, it makes me find so much joy in my heart for helping other people. And it's something so simple as hair, But it's more than that, because I'm building relationships with these people. Some people that I haven't seen or talked to in forever. Some people that I've talked to every day. But just being able to add a little bit more to their life, it's a great feeling. And then there's the whole other side of it, is the financial side. Like being able to help people financially, being able to help them realize that they can have those hopes and dreams that I thought I couldn't have, and that I thought there wasn't any options. I am here to tell you. Hey, there we are. I had a poor connection. See you guys. I'm still doing a live, but it says there's a poor connection. Hold on. Say hello. Henry. Hi. All right, we're going back so that I can finish in quiet. And okay, so sorry, something happened there. We ran out of internet in the back room, so I had to go closer to the server. Okay, so the financial aspect, like I have made back my investment in this company, and I never thought I would get there. Like that first $15 felt so good, and then it was like very slow, and I would doubt myself, and I didn't think I could do it. But I'm here to tell you that I made back my investment, and that's a huge deal, you guys. I don't know if you've ever put money into something and made that money back, but it feels so good. And I've made that plus some. So that's why I'm doing this business. I'm just catching you guys up, for those of you who haven't been caught up, and sharing a little bit of my story with you guys. So if you didn't catch this from the beginning, this isn't really going to make sense, but it was really hard for me to share that. And I don't know if any of you have ever gone through anything like that, where you may or may not have been depressed, if that's what it was, if that's what I can call it. But I know that only God brought me out of that. And that only God opened this door and this opportunity for my family. So with that being said, the surprise, the moment you've all been waiting for, I just know it. Sorry, I'm having to hold the camera now, and clearly I'm not very good at that. But I wanted you guys to know there is a flash sale going on right now. And I'm about to tell you about this flash sale because it's amazing. We are not able to find this information, which is making me a little bit angry. We are having a flash sale from today until Sunday. And it is basically better than a buy one, get one half off. It's better than is that a BOGO? Buy one, get one half off. I don't know. It's better than that, because you can buy a full system, which there are several different systems, but there's the one I use is the hydration, and it comes with a shampoo, a leave-in conditioner, and a mask. So 3 products. You buy one full system, and you get the second one more than half off, and it can be any one you want. So if you've been dying to try something and you can't decide, or if you haven't been dying to try something but you're like, all right, let me try, you can get more for your money, and it's a great deal. Excuse me. Oh, that was gross. I'm really sorry. My mom is going to be so disappointed that I just did that, but it didn't have any sound. So high five for that, Mom. Anyway, we have products for not just men and women. We have products for dry hair, curly hair, straight hair, thin hair, thick hair, oily hair, dry scalp, oily scalp, dandruff, beard. We have eyelash serum to make your eyelashes so nice and long. We have a junior line, and it smells great. It is non-toxic. It is vegan. It has no harmful chemicals, no harmful colors. It even works on eczema on your skin. This stuff is great, guys, and I'm not just saying that because I want you to buy it. I truly believe that, and I couldn't sell something that I didn't believe in. So we have that sale going on from now until Sunday, and I want you to take advantage of that sale. It is amazing. Plus you get free shipping, and shipping is like $14. So this is the time. Call me, text me, put a message. Thank you for watching. I know this wasn't as exciting as my song last Wednesday with Selah, but if you missed that, search it because it was a good time. But I wanted to share that stuff that was on my heart. And if you know somebody who is struggling with some kind of depression, whether it's because they just had a baby or for some other reason, share this post with them, because there is hope and you can come back from it. And I'm not gonna lie, I still struggle with it some days. I'm telling you right now, Monday mornings I cry. Every Monday morning. Henry and I we go out to the car together at 6 o'clock, and I help him put Henry in his truck, and then he turns around and hugs me and I cry because the weekend's just so great and it sucks leaving them. So Mondays are hard, but there is a God who is great, and it's amazing the things that he can do, and I am living proof that you can overcome it. So if you have somebody that you know that's, I feel like a commercial right now, like if you have somebody you know suffering from these symptoms, have them call, share this message with them. I don't mind reaching out and talking to people about Jesus, about my life, about my experiences. So feel free to share, or if you know somebody who's just got bad hair, share this video, hit me up, send me a message. That's all I got. So go ahead, have a nice weekend. Enjoy your Saturday and Sunday. I'm hoping that it warms up because I hate this cold weather. So have a good night. Thanks for watching. If you're watching replay, put replay in the comments, and I will talk